To learn about the off-grid lifestyle and to be inspired to live your dreams, click subscribe so you don't miss anything. Hit the bell notification. So, was able to get a little bit back on track today and make some progress towards getting some things done for our off-grid living. Before I get into this video too much, I'm going to explain that I'm trying to convert my channel, and I think I pretty much explained this in the description, from a nomadic channel into an off-grid living channel. Living in a tiny house. The camper that we live in, I still consider a tiny house. It's, 7 foot by 7 foot. It's kind of tiny. So a lot of people are getting aggravated that my channel is about building a tiny house. Why aren't you building a tiny house? It's not about building a tiny house. I'm building a tiny house. So there's a lot of different projects that goes on in my life that go into my dream. Firewood, solar panels, and well water, and tiny house, and nature, and the crickets, the frogs. Looking forward to winter. Finding ways to make yourself happy, even in a season that I don't like. I hate winter. I said that in a previous video, but I'm actually looking forward to it. So I'm trying to encourage you to live your dream. Never once have I ever said, I want you to live off grid. Well, I might have, but maybe in passing or as a joke. But today it's pretty nice. It's a cloudy day, as you probably can tell, which means it has cooled off quite a bit. Well, I don't know. It's not actually cooled off. It's still pretty hot and humid, but the sun's not blasting you. And so you can come out here and actually get some work done. I've gotten quite a bit of work done this morning. It's only maybe 10 o'clock by now. And the other thing is Carolyn's feeling a lot better. She's up and moving around. And I was trying to take it easy because of the hot weather. I didn't want to dehydrate. She dehydrated. And it caused her to be pretty sick for a significant period of time now, 2 weeks. So now she's feeling better, getting better. So I can come out here a little bit. And that way, if I get injured or even get dehydrated, she can take care of me. I can take care of her. I've been out here working with this popular wood, also known as poplar wood. Now, I've told you this before. About a month ago, we were offered this popular wood. It was over on a trailer park. The trees had fallen down, but they were still living. It just uprooted. It was still attached to the ground. It was still getting nutrients and water from the ground. There was actually 2 of them, and they kind of folded in on themselves. We got both trees and all the branches. A lot of people keep telling me, still yet today, that this wood is no good. You shouldn't have gotten it. It's not worth the effort. And that's what I want to kind of talk about again today, is the effort. Was it worth it? Not worth it? One of the biggest problems we had was getting the brush. We didn't have a trailer, and so we just had to keep making small trips back and forth, bringing the brush back. But we've decided we're going to use the brush so Carolyn can use it to cooking on. We're going to build an off-grid outdoor wood oven. We're going to get an old electric oven, and we're going to convert it into a wood-burning oven. Like I said, a month ago, it was a living tree. And right here is a good example. It's already dry. This stuff dried out almost instantly. It's amazing. Look at that. You can burn that. It was living just a little while ago. So here we have an old oak tree that I trimmed down about the same time. You can't do that to the oak. It's still got lots of moisture in it. A log of poplar wood dries within 3 to 4 months, whereas a oak log will take 2 years, 1 to 2 years, depending on the size, of course. Poplar wood has 12 million BTUs per cord. Oak has 24 or 26 or something. All the numbers I'm giving you are approximate, so don't go look it up and say I'm wrong. They're approximate numbers. Oak is approximately 24 million BTUs per cord. So that means the poplar wood is half the BTUs of oak. Now, what's a BTU? British thermal unit. It's just how you measure energy, basically. Conversion of energy is, how long does it take to melt 1 pound of water or whatever it is. The poplar wood is only half as good as oak. Well, we had the 2 trees, and what we ended up coming up with was 2 3/4 cords of wood. Almost 3 cords of wood out of 2 trees. That's pretty phenomenal, actually. So what I basically got was 1.4 cords of oak, if you think about it in BTUs. Total BTUs of this is 34 million BTUs is what I've calculated out. Whereas oak, 1 cord of oak is 24 million BTU, so that's 1.4 cords of oak if you do the math. So what does that mean? Well, first of all, let's talk about a cord. The way you measure a cord of wood is 4 feet wide, 4 feet tall, and 8 feet long. But that doesn't actually mean anything. 4 feet high, 8 feet long, 4 feet wide, that doesn't mean anything. A better measurement is 128 cubic feet of wood. The easy way is if you see a pile of wood stacked up nice and neat like this, it's easy to figure out. So what you do is you measure from end to end, here to here, and then wide, here to here, and then tall, ground up. So let's just assume it's a cord of wood. You go 8 feet long times 4 feet wide times 4 feet high, and that's 128 cubic feet. So no matter what your pile of wood is, if it's stacked like this, you just measure it out, and there's 3 measurements: width, length, and height. You multiply those 3 numbers, that tells you how many cubic feet you have. Then it lets you take that number, say it's 300, divided by 128, because 128 is cord, and that tells you have what? Just over two cords of wood. This is important also because if you buy firewood, these guys love to short you on firewood. So now to the question, was working 2.5 times harder than I would have had to have worked for oak worth it? Because that's what I got, what? 2.75 cords of wood. Okay, here's my thinking. I wasn't doing much anyways. It's so hot. We weren't going to cut any wood this summer because of the ticks and the snakes out in the woods. I didn't have any other wood to look at until later. So it was firewood, and it will do well, especially in what they're calling shoulder seasons being spring and fall, when it's still cold. This wood would work really well on, you wake up in the morning and it's a little chilly out. You start this firewood, it catches on fire really quick. You don't have to worry about working in for an hour trying to get the wood to start. It catches right on fire. You throw a few logs in. By 10 o'clock, this is probably burning out, and it's starting to warm up outside. So you don't want to burn oak anyways during those times, because oak will last, twice as long. So instead of 10 o'clock, it'll be 3 o'clock in the afternoon. The other thing I think this is going to be really good for is when you wake up in the middle of the night and you got to restoke the fire. It's starting to get a little chilly. The fire's dying down. You throw one of these logs in there to get the fire to start back up. So you throw one of these logs in, fill the rest of it up with oak. This will catch on fire really quick. So you're not out there all night trying to get the fire to start. This will work just fine. So that's another advantage. Now we're talking about just advantages of having the firewood. The disadvantage that everybody keeps talking about is it burns so fast that you're constantly filling it up. Well, true, but you don't want to use it all the time. You want to use it in with your regular hardwood, your oak, your birch, your sycamore. Another thing I keep thinking about is this is going to save me a cord and a quarter, 1.25 cords of oak wood. That's huge, because considering that I am suspecting that we're only going to use 1 cord of wood anyway. So I'm looking at long-term effects of this. Now, there are other advantages that I see to this. Well, first, it gave me some experience on how to contact people to ask if I can have their firewood. It also, I think, will start to spread. The rumor is, oh man, Rob does a really good job cleaning things up. He took all the brush, and so the word will get out. So anytime somebody has a downed tree, they may call me because they know I'll do a good job. They don't have to worry about anything, and it was free labor for them. Well, on top of that, all that advantage, the lady, once we got over there, said, hey, I got some firewood over here on the side. Now, I've talked about this. This is oak, and it was already cut up. All I had to do was pick it up, and I got to split it. There is almost a full cord of wood, all in total, just in oak, that is dry, ready to burn. It just needs split. Stuff's so easy to split too with our little manual log splitter. I will admit, poplar wood, while it was wet, was very hard to split. It just did not want to pop open. It would just kind of crack open, and then you get all these strings. You have to cut strings. It was kind of tough to split, but that was okay. It was a bonus package to get all this that was already cut. It was already down. And we already got quite a bit of this split and stacked. So we got this little remainder. This filled up the back end of the truck right here. In a lot of people's mind, was not worth my time. But time to me is an interesting concept. If you have a job and you have to get to work and you want to make enough firewood so you're just working the weekends, no, I guess this wouldn't be worth your time. But when you're living off grid and you have nothing but time, everything you do, it goes towards your off-grid lifestyle. This was perfect. I hope I can encourage you to look at things differently. And instead of saying, oh, well, it's not as good as oak, so I'm not going to use it. Look at all the positives that came out of it so you can enjoy your dream. Thanks for watching.